Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. What you're going to see in this video is a clip from a presentation titled The People vs. Stu Macher, and where we give evidence and show factual data regarding the injuries sustained by Stu Macher and ask the question, could he have survived? Could you or I survive? That's a great question. So rather than use hyperbole and opinion, let's look at the data. Let's go. So number one, Stu would have died from the impact of a CRT tube television falling on his head. That is our first objection and the only objection. So if you have an objection or evidence support that you would like to submit on this subject only, that he would have died from the television, you can submit super chat starting now, and we'll address all of those at the end. And in the meantime, we're going to begin with Counselor Jack Anderson, who will take us through some exhibits and evidence. Jack, you have the floor, sir. Let me bring you to the floor right now. Thank you, sir. You may begin.
Thank you, Judge Craven, and thank you to the jury for being here. I'm very excited to be here. So, Judge Craven, could you please pull up Exhibit S-10-1?
Certainly.
Okay, so as you can see, we will be starting off by looking at these statistics taken by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Okay. Your Honor, can you pull up section S-10-2, please, for me?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Here, you can see that there is an estimate of 11,800 television-related incidents that needed emergency treatment. That's a lot, if you ask me. There are only 315 fatalities listed, and the majority of these fatalities have been children. Now, more recently, from 2005 to 2015, there have been 269 reports of non-fatal incidents. These stats are limited to incidents with TVs falling from dressers and other television furniture. Okay. Your Honor, could you please pull up Exhibit S-10-3?
Yes, absolutely. Here we go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, a CRTV, before we even go any further, to specify what that is a tube television that was very popular from the beginning of the dawn of television up until the 90s. It weighed pretty close to about 70 pounds, and that is what fell on the head of Stu Macher in Scream. Now, a CRTV has its strongest gravity pull from the front and center of the screen. Let's not forget that the TV did fall on top of Stu from a very small TV stand, and he also had his hands up, cushioning some of the blow. It was not a direct hit to his head. So you could imagine your hands being up would certainly take a lot of the blow.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That closes my section.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Thank you. Now I'd like to call in up to the stand here to share with us would be, excuse me one second here. Let me just put this where we're good. There we go. Counselor L.L. Archie, I would like to bring you up now as well, please. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I'm going to be continuing discussion of the particular study that Councilman Anderson had referenced. If you could please pull up evidence exhibit S-10-4, please.
Sure.
Now, in this particular study, the 296 cases that were referenced, these were all non-fatal cases, which means this incident happened and the victims of the TV fall all lived. Now we see here the majority of these cases were 5 years old and under. and that totaled about 50%, more than 50% of this study. So it is definitely possible for someone to have a CRT TV land on their head and survive. So if we could please transition to S-10-5, please. Now, I'm sorry, let me see here. Now, we do see in this study, this just goes further to clarify the point that of these 269 cases, 149 of them were directly to the head, and 50 of them were to the face. So we do see, this just further clarifies the point that the TV can fall directly on a head and survive that particular incident. We could, Your Honor, please transition to S-10-5. I'm sorry, yeah, -6, you're correct. Now this is one particular incident that I wanted to call specifically. Now in this incident, as you can see, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but a 4-year-old child was left alone in their room, and a 32-inch CRT TV was on top of a dresser. A particular child ended up opening the dresser drawer, which changed the center of gravity. That TV fell and landed directly on their skull. I'm going to go ahead and try to lift everyone's spirits and let them know the child did survive and has no lasting injuries. It did include a skull fracture, and they were in the hospital for 2 weeks. After that, they had speech therapy, and they're okay. They're living and doing well today. And I think this just goes further to prove our point that a large CRT TV can fall on your head. It will result in some injuries, that is true. The people we can't deny the people that. It will cause some injuries. However, it is very survivable. Now, Your Honor, can we go ahead and shift to S-10-7, please?
Okay.
Here we see a diagram of Jamie Kennedy. We know Jamie Kennedy is 6 foot tall. Using basic human anatomy, we can tell where the halfway point is. We see about 3 feet there. The TV, in particular, that fell on Stu Macher is right next to him. And we see that is approximately 2.5 to 2.75 feet. So we know that the TV did not fall from a very large height. So the higher, I think it goes without saying, common sense, the higher the TV is, the more likely damage it will cause. We do see here that it did not fall from a very high height. So, Your Honor, I think this just goes to prove the point. There is no doubt that this particular injury was survivable. Thank you, Your Honor.